Well, Steve, clearly the damage was done in the opening minutes of the game. Why did the game start like that, do you think?
Well, I think when you nominate players to do a job, when you've considered the strengths of the opposition and they're just miles from doing it from probably the first 20 minutes of the game, then we got horrendous problems. You know, they've dropped the boy Lawrence in there. We identified it. We thought we'd have been able to deal with that from 18 seconds, and we don't. And then you can't allow. Young Sam can't get in behind Big Saul and think he's maybe going to miss the header, and you can't allow Jordan Rose 2 or 3 yards to turn in the box. But all over the pitch tonight, I think for long periods we looked disjointed. We looked as if we couldn't play at the level. So there's a lot of work to be done, and that's what we've just said to the players. I said before the game, you know, there's a fantastic history at this football club, and it demands a future, and they'll control whether they've got a future here, the players. And so we all have to look at it. I've just looked at the goals, and the poor defensively, as we know. I think for long periods in the second half we controlled the game, but we controlled the game with the ball, but never with a real threat of scoring a goal.
Were you worried after it was 2-0 that it could have been even worse? They had a fair few corners and set pieces around the box.
Well, I think, listen, if you go away from home and you score in 18 seconds and you score a second in 6 minutes, the one thing that we spoke about Blackburn Rovers before the game is they've got good players. You know, they've got 50 grand a week strikers out there, so they've got good players. And if you give them a 2-0 advantage away from home and allow them to pass it and move, and then it has to be said that some people on the Ellen Road stage, when you go a goal or two down, are more concerned of maybe what's happening off the pitch than concentrating and keeping their energies off it. But it just demonstrates the big job that we've got here. You know, we've had a week and 9 days in the door. 2 admirable performances away from home, an unacceptable one tonight. But that tells you why Steve Evans has been brought in.
Do you need the fans to stay with you if you are going to shake off this hoodoo at home?
I think the fans were tremendous. I think they're entitled to voice an opinion at half time. I didn't hear a lot of bad booing or bad voices at 1 or 2-0. I think they were stunned like we were. I think it was more as the game went on towards half time, they were rightfully more concerned. I think second half they know the team's put a lot of effort and energy in without overly creating, but it's been a problem from the 2 other games we've been in. It's been a problem since the start of the season. But it's my job we've had 3 games now. We're quickly learning, as we said before the game. Obviously we've had to come in and assess people under our own remit, and it's becoming very evident just what we need.
Very encouraging signs in the 2 away games that you've had so far. So how do you turn around this home form?
Well, first and foremost, you have to have 11 or 14 players working as hard as they possibly can till they've got nothing left. I have to look at the data to show I've got that tonight, and I not only did it up on the maps, am I doubting it for tonight? I think the previous coach was doubting it as well. So the minimum that I'll bring here is a team that gives it all for what is a magnificent support. They're going to be destroyed tonight. They're going to be, you know, upset. I'm not going to get a lot of sleep, but I get paid to come here and sort it out, and that's what I'm going to try and do.